Welcome back, and now we have Pauline Rooney back with us, our Yoga for Wellbeing instructor and author, and today she's talking about sleep deprivation. So Pauline, welcome back.
Thanks, Linda.
And how does sleep deprivation affect our well-being?
Linda, it's absolutely amazing. It's huge. And I don't think people understand it as what it is. Sometimes we toss and turn and we say, oh, we've had a bad night's sleep, didn't get a good sleep, etc., all those types of things, but not realising the effect that it actually does have on us. And I'm sure many of us, your viewers, have woken up in the morning and felt as though you haven't even had a night's sleep. And that can affect our work, so we're not switched on, so to speak. It can affect the thought process, it can affect our moods, it can affect our eating, because sometimes if we haven't had that good night's sleep, we feel a little grumpy, so we go to the comfort foods, and that does not help. We're better off to take charge of the night's sleep. And there's such things as, when we get into bed, saying to ourselves, I'm going to sleep comfortably all night, and program the mind to know that it is sleep time, instead of going to bed and saying, oh, I never sleep, I bet I don't sleep tonight. You're programming the thought process not to sleep. So when you hop into bed, there's a couple of things that I like to do. I like to put my hands on my chest and just give a couple of thank yous for what I've done through the day. That's a really nice end of day. It can be anything you like. And if you do wake up in the night, don't lie there and arguing with yourself. Do something to really make you feel comfortable and want to go back to sleep. So you might do 7 rounds of beautiful breathing, and you really focus on the breath, nothing else. Focus on the breath. If you wanted to, you could visualize a lovely blue color coming in and out of your nostrils. I always say you could just lie there and play. It's better than having an argument. And so you focus on your breathing. You might want to do a couple of little gentle exercises in the yoga. That's okay too. Lift your arm, raise your leg, bend your knees, those types of things. But breathing, turn your pillow over so you've got that lovely cool underneath you again. There's just so many ways in order to get your mind back on track that it is time to sleep. The other thing is, the moon can have an effect, Linda, and sometimes the moon will wake us, right? And therefore, if it is a full moon, we can take the time to go, isn't this a magic time? And really embrace that in preference of, oh, the moon's full and I can't go to sleep. So stop the blame and take charge. And the breath, the posture, the pillow turning, all those types of things are massive. It really is a large problem. And the other thing, Linda, I'm not sure how many people are aware of the children that are not sleeping. And there's so much pressure on our children today. They've got to perform at school, they've got to be good at sport, just the pressures. And it's a really big problem. So instead of putting the children to bed and saying, you better sleep tonight, or please sleep tonight, it's you have a lovely, comfy, snuggly sleep. And sometimes you can say to them, lay there and feel really uncomfortable. You know, if you don't like sleeping on your back, lie on your back until you had enough. And then you curl over to your comfy side and it's, so lovely. You want to go to sleep and you do go to sleep. So it's taking the action of feeling fabulous about going to sleep. And it does help. It changes our moods. As I started with, the sleep deprivation can make us grumpy, not think. It's interesting that research shows that sleep deprivation and driving is almost as bad as drink driving. You're totally impaired driving under the influence of sleep deprivation. And there's an incredible amount of research onto that. In fact, Some of the cars of today, Linda, a bit spooky, but you'll be driving along and they'll say, you've been driving X number of hours, it's time to pull over and rest, or your eyes are tired. It's amazing technology, and that's a great help. But we need to take the charge. We need to get into that bed with the love of the sleep, love of being asleep and staying asleep and breathing. And as I say, embracing it if you wake up. And think about, I can do a couple of yoga postures. I can do my beautiful breathing instead of going, I can't sleep, and going with the fight. I call it a fight, an argument with one's own self, whatever. But get into the habit of saying to yourself, tonight is my gorgeous night's sleep. I have X number of hours. The other thing is, don't go to bed when you're really tired. That's a big mistake. We tend to wait till we're very tired. You then are almost hitting the overtired. So you can get into bed and I'm wide awake. It's because you're overtired. So many of us, because of our work time, we eat too late. We just have a little snack with the cuppa at 9, 10 o'clock. No, we should have our intake well before then. Because the system is digesting, of course, and as it's digesting, we're saying, excuse me, I want to sleep. It's got a job to do too. It's better to do it while you're awake and sitting up instead of doing it when you're resting. It's time to rejuvenate.
As really the top thing for today, out of all those amazing tips that you've just given, what would you say to our viewers?
I think some yoga posture is always very good because it just slows you down, takes out the stress of the day. And Linda, that can be as simple as doing a little turn in your chair, right? Just as simple as that. And you'd go both ways. You might want to do some work on the floor, yoga postures on the floor. That's okay. It doesn't matter. It's to separate day preparation for sleep. And if we can do that, we do sleep a lot better. Really, we do. So a little yoga, a little meditation, a little breathing, and most important, don't argue with yourself should you wake up. Just embrace it, love it, and go back to sleep.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful way to end our program. Thank you, Pauline. So for more information on Pauline Rooney and sleep deprivation, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And now we'll finish the show and see you next week.